A very good morning. A very good morning to all of you students. I hope you all are very well. So today let's continue with the part second of the geography chapter human resource. Let me give you a quick recap of part 1. In part 1 of the same chapter we have studied about the introduction of the chapter human resources. What is population is all about, why do we study population, what's the main objective behind this, what are the various aspects of the population. So in part 2 we'll study about the factors affecting the distribution of population. That factors may be geographical factor, social, cultural, economic factor, okay, and what do we understand by the population growth, and what's the population, what's the process of population changes. And with this we will also study how is the pattern of population changes in India or around the world. Okay, so without any delay, let's continue with part 2. In this first topic, factors affecting the distribution of population. In this we will study the first is the geographical factors. Let's talk about the topography. What is topography is all about? We all know that the people, or let us take an example of us only. We will prefer to live in such area where, or we will not live in mountains, and we will prefer to live in such area where the land is suitable for farming, so that we can have our vegetable fruits from that. Manufacturing and service activities. Here manufacturing service activities means that people can have their jobs. So people will try to stay in those area only. The Ganga plain in India, it is the most densely populated, means the more and more number of people are living in that plain areas, while the area of Alps, Himalayas and Andes, they are very sparsely or very less populated. If we talk about the climate, people usually avoid extreme climates like very hot in desert or very cold in the mountain or polar region. So means people avoid these kind of areas or climate. Okay, next is the soil. The fertile soil, it will provide suitable agriculture land. Okay, so there is the more production from there. Fertile plains such as Ganga and Brahmaputra plain in India, Wangho, Changjiang in China and Nile in Egypt. These area or nearby to these area, it is very densely populated, means you will find more number of people here. Okay, so on your screen you can see that factors affecting the distribution of population, like the terrains, okay, the various climate region. First on the left top is the topography, means people, you will see more of the houses in the plain areas, okay, less the houses in the hilly regions, many houses nearby to lake, valleys, river, etc. And in the second right corner on the top, climate, the various aspects of climate, whether sunny, cloudy, partially cloudy, snow or rainy, etc. After that, soil, means what kind of soil is there, fertile soil, non-fertile soil, okay. Then comes the water and people, I will explain this later. And the last is minerals, what kind of variety of mineral deposit does that area is having. So let's discuss about the water. So people will try to prefer, or definitely people will definitely prefer to live in those areas where fresh water or drinkable water is easily available. So the river valleys of the world, or any river valley or nearby to river valley, that area of the world is very densely populated, while the desert or polar region or mountain region, they have very less population. Now if we talk about the minerals, minerals are those which we excavate from the by digging the land, okay. Those areas which have rich mineral or more mineral deposit, they will have more population. Diamond, for example, diamond mines in South Africa you can see, and the discovery of oil well where in the Middle East area, it has led or it has advanced to the setting up of people in those areas. Now let's talk about the social, culture and economic factor. What is social factor? Means the area where where it have better housing to live, proper education like school, college, etc., and proper health facilities like hospitals, etc. Those the area in which these three facilities are there, those area will be very highly populated. Okay. For example, Pune, Mumbai, etc. What is culture factors? The places where religion or any culture significance will attract more people. For example, Varanasi, Jerusalem, Vatican City, these are the example of culture factors. Like culture factor means it is related to some religion. Okay. Economic factors, industrial area provide, means if there is industry then it will provide employment facility or employment opportunities. So there are many people who are attracted to such industrial areas. For example, Osaka in Japan and Mumbai in India are two of the most densely populated area because it have many industries or many other offices working which employ many number of people. Okay. Now let's talk about the population growth. Population growth, and what do you mean by the population growth? Population growth, this term means how the number of people or inhabitants changes in a country in a given period of time or in a particular or specific period of time. Or if population growth, in other words, we can say to know the facts of the change in number of people in a particular area in a particular given time. Let's talk about the more in this magnitude and pace. So these are the two most important elements in population increase. Now what these are two? We'll study. Magnitude refers to the number of person added each year or each decade to a given population. Means what is magnitude? Total number of person added in a given year or in a given decade in that population. Now what is pace? Pace refers to the speed or the rate at which the population increases in a year or in a decade, etc. Both these terms are recorded in a percentage basis. So here on your screen you can see that there are in the area where the people find fertile land, water availability, house to live, job to earn. In those areas, population will continuously increase. Now, what is the process of population change? First we will study or will know about what is population change. It means the population changes means that if there is the change in number of people during a particular given time, means any change in the number of people in a given time is known as population change. So there are the three main process of change in population. These are birth rate, death rate and the migration rate. Now what is birth rate? Birth rate is all about the number of births per 1,000 person in a year. Okay. Now what is the death rate? It is the number of death per 1,000 person in a year. For example, you say there are total 848 birth. So now if we wanted to say this as a birth rate, then we will write as there are total number of 848 births per 1,000 person in the year. Same for the death rate. Now the natural growth rate is the difference between. Now, what is natural growth rate? New term. Don't worry. We will study it again. Natural growth rate is the difference between the birth rate and the death rate in a country or of a country or of any particular region. The population increase in the world is mainly due to, now why population is increasing? Due to increase in natural growth rate. Okay. And now what is the migration? Migration is the movement of people across region or territories. Means will explain like this: person who is living in a village, he comes to city for job opportunities. Okay, so we, and after getting the job, that person from the village settled down in the city. So we can say that that person has migrated from the village to a city. The migration happens from region to region, or from village to city, or from country to country, whatever. Now, here comes the two important terms: emigrants and immigrants. Both sounds like same, but they have their own difference. What is emigrants is all about? They are the people who leave country to another country. And what are immigrants? They are the person who arrive in a particular country. Okay. Now, countries like USA or the United States of America, Australia, they have gained in numbers by in-migration or immigration. Now, Sudan is the example of a country which has experienced a loss, or which have seen the loss of population due to out-migration or emigration. Now, what is the causes of population change or fast population change, or we can say rapid population change? First is the high birth rate. Second is decline in the death rate, child marriage, poverty, illiteracy, marriage, etc. What is the pattern of population change? The total world population in any country, it is rising very rapidly. But it is not compulsory that if the world population is rising, then all the countries of the world is experiencing or is seeing the rapid population growth. Some countries like Kenya, they have high population growth, as they have high birth rate and lower death rates. They have both high and birth rate and death rate, and with improving healthcare patterns or healthcare scenario, although the death rate has fallen, but the birth rate still remains high, which leads to high growth rate. In other countries like United Kingdom, population growth is very slow, or we can say that population growth is slowing down because death rate and birth rate are very low in that area. Now, what is population composition? Population composition is all about that. With this population composition, we can know about what is the structure of population. Now, what is the structure of population? What does it mean? It means that how many male are there, how many females are there, what is the age group of the population, how much that population is educated, what type of occupation they are doing, what is the health facility, what is their income level which they are earning, etc. So this is the population structure. And if you want to study the population composition of any country, then we can study it by looking on the population pyramid, which is also known as the sex pyramid. In this is an example on your screen. Here you can see that it has very high population of both male and female. The age group is being divided, that's like 0 to 4, 5 to 9, 10 to 14. This is the age group of person. Okay, you can see that the newborns are very high in this and the aged people are very low. Okay, population composition will continue. The total population is divided into various age groups. For example, 0 to 4, 5 to 9, 10 to 14. And the percentage of total population, then it is been subdivided into male, female in each group. Now, whatever the shape of the population pyramid is, from that population pyramid, we will get to know that how many people are living there in a particular country. The number of children which we see as below 15 years, they are shown at the bottom and reflect the level of birth. And the size at the top shows the number of aged people, means above 65, and reflects the number of deaths. Now, population pyramids also tells us that how many dependents or how many people are living in the country. There are two groups of dependent. First is the young dependent, means which are below the age of 15 years, and the aged dependent, which are above 65 years. Dependent means such persons are dependent on some other. For example, children are dependent on their parents. The old age person, they are dependent either on the government or on their children for their living. And those who are working age, like from 20 to 40 or 45, they are economically active, means they have good source of income. Skilled, spirited and hopeful young people and endowed with a positive outlook, means those persons who are skilled or know how to work or how to use their brain, education, they have very positive outlook, like they, with proper attention, that they can get their job, high salary, etc. And we in India are fortunate to have such resource. India has a very good resource of human. Most of the humans living in India, they are educated and they have such skills and opportunities so that they can become able and productive in their own manner, and they can give their part in nation building or building up of the nation or constructing the nation as their or for their livelihood. So students, here comes the end of part 2nd. I hope you have understood the chapter human resource, what's the population changes, distribution, pattern, why population is high in some region, why population is low in some region. Okay, so read the chapter very carefully and listen to this video, audio part very in attention proper manner, so that you can understand this chapter without any confusion. So till then, thank you and take your care.